Hello and welcome to another Roblox devlog. In this video, I will be starting a new game which I'm temporarily naming the Tallest Tower. So this game is going to be a little mini game, like round-based sort of thing, where you have to build the tallest tower while people are trying to knock down your tower and you're trying to knock down other people's towers. So it should be a fun little physics game. And in terms of the programming, it shouldn't be horribly hard, but it still should give me a good challenge with all the physics. In this video, I'll be explaining what the game is, how it works, and some progress that I've been making. So I hope you enjoy, and if you do, make sure to like and subscribe. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So what exactly do I want to make in this game? So first of all, the name of this game is the Tallest Tower, or Tallest Tower, haven't really decided yet. And the whole idea, and if you have a better name, then make sure to comment it down below. The whole idea is this is going to be a top-down view. So you'll have a little pit in the middle, not really a pit, just an area. And there'll be a massive circular arena. Each player will have their own little plot. Let me just draw a few around in a semicircular format. And there'll be a bunch of building blocks scattered in this middle area. And they'll kind of float out towards the outside because they won't be anchored, they'll just be physics based. And so every player from every position will have to gather resources and build the tallest tower. And at face value, that sounds pretty linear. What's going to happen is each player will be able to knock down other people's towers, and their towers have to be structurally secure or else they'll just fall over. So it's all physics based. It might be a little hard to make the ownership changes work, but we should be fine. And yeah, so it should work pretty well. And so here you can see I'm getting started on the programming. And you notice something interesting. I'm actually programming in Visual Studio Code, and the reason I can do this is using a really neat plugin called Rojo. I think that's how it's pronounced. And it allows me to sync with Visual Studio Code, and I can use a bunch of cool plugins there to help me use type checking, for example. I really like that, where I can add specific types to my variables, which allows me to autocomplete functions. And I can also set up like the project management and set up source control via GitHub. But right now I'm just trying to make the initial grabbing and like throwing of parts. So after a little bit of coding and a lot of project setup, I can now pick up and move parts. So if I click on this part, you can see it comes closer to me. Right now there's no rotational control, so it kind of just flings around. And I can just drop it like on top of that part. And it works a little better in first person. You can see how it connects to my mouse, so wherever I put it, it attaches to it. But I don't really know how I can make it better for third person. But it allows me to stack parts, which will be a main focus of this game. I'm pretty happy with this, and I'll probably take a break and get back deving a little bit later. So now I started working on the throwing and rotating of the part. And I tried to make this system as robust as possible, but you'll see later I kind of had to change it a little bit. But basically the gist of it is I have this class, or this modular script that controls when the player, or if the player can pick up a part, and how to pick it up, and like when it drops, and when it throws. So basically, when we throw the part, we basically drop it and then add some velocity to it. And since this part is owned by the client, I can do this all client side, and I really don't have to use any remote events for the server. So I've implemented the rotating and throwing feature, and I have this little stack to demonstrate, so I can pick up a part with my mouse, and you can see, depending on the orientation of the part, when I pick it up, it stays like that, like relative to me. So when I turn around like this, it's facing me, but then when I pick it up from the side, it'll keep on facing me from that side. And also when I press R, I can rotate. Right now, if I hold it, it doesn't do anything, so I really need to add a hold feature. But for right now, this works fine. And also, when I press F, I can throw it. You can see I can knock down the tower. And that's kind of what I want this game to be about, building and knocking down towers. So I can quickly demo one real quick. Oh, look at my tower. It just fell over. Don't mind that. But if we were to build a actual, like, secure tower, we could take our part and just throw it at someone else's and just knock it down like that. So, yeah. So I did a little progress off camera, and now basically what happens is I can grab the part, and wherever I grab it, it'll make an aligned position at that a position with an attachment, and you can see this represented by this like white line with this white sphere. So this actually works very nicely, so I can like apply certain physics, and it just makes it a little more robust. The only problem is right now, the max distance in which you can grab the part is like 20 studs, and it automatically puts the part to that distance no matter like where you are. So that should be a quick fix. But yeah, that's about it for this video. So my goals for the next devlog is to firstly polish this part, and what I'm doing right now is, let me just show you the code. I'm not in Visual Studio, but it replicates pretty nicely. I have this class part controller that is always on, but really I want to turn this into a component and make like a component manager. So we add this component to the player once they join the match, and then once they're done with their round, we get rid of it, so everything resets. So in case there's a bug, it only lasts per round, because it'd be kind of bad practice just to disable and enable this depending on when the round started or not. So that's my plan for that. And I also want to start some basic like gameplay to see how things work. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe if you did. And if you have any suggestions or questions, maybe you want to see a tutorial on some of the stuff I'm doing here, make sure to comment down below. But I hope you guys have a nice day, and goodbye.